on, it's Morphin Mania time. I'm Captain Logan, and there's DJ Martinez. We've got Brandon Gueston with us.
Hello.
And he is, for the first time, going to watch the pilot of Power Rangers Turbo, and this is a 3-part pilot, so we're going to knock out all 3 parts in this video, so this will be longer than these usually are. This will be about an hour, so we're going to jump right into it here pretty quickly. Now, Brandon, this is going to be weird for you. Brandon's just coming in whenever he has time, so it doesn't matter what we're watching, he just shows up. Brandon has not seen the Turbo movie, which means that the recaps of the movie in this episode will be for Brandon. Don't worry. Yeah. Like nothing happens. We'll be able to explain that movie to you in 25 seconds.
All right.
Yeah, they get new powers, they meet a new villain.
The end. And there's and they're on a pirate ship for no reason.
A pirate ship?
Yeah.
That doesn't come back.
The main thing to know about you don't need to know any of that for any of what I'm about to say to actually watch the show, but I was just going to say that plays as a pilot for this show, but the show has a legitimate pilot because all that movie really introduced was what the costumes look like and what the Zords and Megazord look like. That's about it, because it's called Turbo, but the movie doesn't really have anything to do with race cars, and it's more of a nautical theme, and yeah. So anyway, you didn't really miss anything. You missed the introduction to Divatox, and you missed the fact that she tried to marry a lava monster, a volcano monster. I mean, she basically tried to marry a volcano.
Well, yeah, but she thought I don't know what she was expecting. She wasn't expecting him to look like that because she was very disappointed when she saw him.
Yeah, I think she had second thoughts about trying to consummate that marriage. I don't really know what she thought.
With a lava monster.
With a lava monster.
Oh my!
Yeah. I don't even know how that would work. But I don't know how.
You get 3rd-degree burns.
So, yeah, very quickly. But anyway, we never said this was a completely family-friendly show. We just said we wouldn't swear on it. Anyway, let's go ahead.
Hey, I said nothing overtly.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Okay, well, we might have pushed into PG-13 territory, but let's go ahead and jump into the pilot for Turbo. Okay, I'm warning everybody now that has never seen this show. I don't think DJ has watched any of Turbo.
Same.
Okay.
Little snippets here and there, but I don't know if I've seen full episodes.
This one is rough, and by the standards we've already established from Mighty Morphin into Zeo, this is going to be a massive step down in my opinion, and most fans' opinions. Most people don't care for this show. I think it gets a lot better in the second half. If memory serves, they switched creative teams halfway through at the same time as they bring in new Rangers and we get rid of the mainstays. And the Rangers that we'll add in the middle of the show are the Rangers that will stick around through space. So TJ, Cassie, and what's her name? I can't remember. And Carlos.
Ashley and
Carlos. There you go. Yeah, Cassie I always remember. I like them both, but I just never remember Ashley's name. Anyway, because I have not watched these as much as I've watched the other shows. Turbo I've never seen every episode of. And so this will be an education for me. Anyway, so yeah, this is going to be crazy. We originally had not planned on doing this show because when we had Morphin Mania on the main channel, we were trying to cram as much into 1 year as possible with daily content. Now we've decided to do everything if we, have enough time before we die to get to all of it, is the plan right now. So 2 a week until we just can't take it anymore or something tragic happens to one of us is the plan right now. So we are actually going to end up watching through Turbo, which I didn't think I would do. So strap in, DJ, and get ready to shift into Turbo. Well, the other thing you should know is that we have added a new Ranger, and it's a little kid that gets tall when he morphs.
That's it. Justin.
Yeah. So, are you excited?
Sure.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. This show, of course, like all of Power Rangers, currently is on Netflix. If you want to watch it that way, get it at timestamp 0 and get ready to press play when I say now. It is just the first episode of Power Rangers Turbo, and let's blow through the pilot. Here we go. Everybody, please press play right now.
Crowd cheering. Oh, hey, that's a cool shot.
Yeah, so we kind of end up bookending Turbo in space in a cool way because we're going to see a bunch of stuff we recognize at the beginning here with Divatox and her army and all of her minions. And we don't have like the Machine Empire or anybody here right now, but this looks bigger and more epic than what we're used to. And then when we get to Countdown to Destruction at the end of space, you're going to see another big grand spectacle. Actually, the beginning of space, of course, we put a bunch of villains together all at the beginning of that, and then at the end of space, we're gonna get this big giant epic with like almost everybody you've ever seen. It's gonna be really neat.
It's awesome.
And this,
so here's a new guy who wasn't in the movie. This submarine guy or
I'm a submarine guy.
Why does he look
scuba
like the
diving
Green
guy, which is
Goblin
weird
movie?
because he would have fit
I don't
best
know.
in the movie.
He doesn't look anything like the Green Goblin, Brandon.
I've seen a depiction that looked just like that.
I don't know what you mean.
I think he's talking about Elgar.
Is he talking about Elgar?
Yeah.
Oh, because we were talking about the submarine guy.
Oh, so
She's doing so we have a new actress here, and she's doing a good job of sounding like the movie.
She's doing an almost perfect imitation, I think, of the previous actress. Because I couldn't tell, and I think a lot of
they didn't
kids.
do those close-ups on her face, and I wasn't looking for it because I think the movie actress. I think I heard that she was pregnant or something, and
I think that's what it was, yeah. And then she comes back for the last several episodes of this show. But they're both really good. I like her too, and I think they're both really committed to it. And they just they found an actress that was really similar in body type, and her voice sounds really similar, and like it was a really good recast.
Yeah. That seems to happen to Power Ranger actresses a lot. Just they have to leave. That same thing happened to in the movie with Sticks Girl.
With Dulcia, yeah.
These whistling sticks.
But at least we only have one Dulcia in that movie. At least it doesn't at some point in the film cut to some other actress playing her.
That would be amazing. I would love that. It's like totally different.
No kids
that
noticed.
Actress looked nothing like. They didn't look anything alike if you look at the behind the scenes photos. Oh, here's the most.
So Tommy's supposed to be a badass, so he's driving a car. I get the sense that he's never driven a stock car, but now that he's a Turbo Ranger, he's suddenly a gearhead for no reason.
He's also still in high school, so I don't know why they're letting him do this.
Yeah, that's right. They're going to graduate in this episode, though. I think technically he's almost not in high school anymore. I'm pretty sure this is where they graduate.
So apparently he's only been in the car a month.
They were and of course he's brilliant at it, like he is everything. But DJ, what he should be doing is what he did with football. He should be accidentally going into katas while driving.
He's punching the window.
It's like, oh wait, that's right. I'm supposed to shift my gears.
His foot's out the window.
He's like, he tries to break the glass with his foot. He's like, ah! See, ow!
Man, that is about as boring as the actual sport is, just watching the car go around in circles.
But they've also made slower footage look faster at that point.
One thing I'm going to really give this, though, DJ, is that unlike a lot of Power Rangers episodes, we didn't feel the need to open with the obligatory sports footage. Yeah, we open with the much bigger, epic, sci-fi looking thing that the kids are actually there to see.
Yeah, and then I'm like, I don't go back to this. I don't want to watch him drive a car around in a circle.
They're making a decent case for her as the new big bad. Like, if we can't have Zed and Rita, she is like the saving grace of Turbo, I think.
Yeah, she's got some gravitas.
She does. I'm not the biggest Divatox fan or anything. I think she is.
Oh man, Elgar's voice is different. I didn't know that.
Like, she's a little generic just in the look and stuff, but the actresses, like I said, are both like really theatrical and fun, and she's wonderfully sarcastic.
Yeah.
And she's consistently the kind of goofy that she is all the way through. She doesn't start in one place and then end up a lot sillier like both Zed and Goldar did. You know, she seems like almost a...
She must have watched the movie, man, because she is, like, killing it with the impersonation.
I honestly think you could show an adult the movie and then this, and, like, 90% of them wouldn't realize that was a different actress.
Yeah.
Can we go that far?
Probably. I never noticed, but like I said, I didn't watch the show a lot, and I was also a kid. Hey! Rocky, that's cool. They brought Rocky back.
Yeah, they bring him back so that they can explain the movie to him. He's gonna be our kind of eyes in to tell that story.
Yeah. And this is Justin, Brandon.
Okay.
There's a kid underneath that mop of hair.
I was gonna say, look at that cut on his head there.
Oh, Mrs. Appleby's still here.
Still around.
5 seasons. She outlived most of the Rangers.
So did Justin or some other kid bring her that apple, or does she just always have one there because she's that stereotypical of a teacher? Like, I have to have an apple because I'm a teacher.
So who do we still have from like season 1? We have her.
We have the principal.
We have Bulk and Skull.
The principal's still here. He'll be in this episode.
Nice. Tommy, kind of. He came in a little later.
Mm-hmm. Is that it? I mean, we've still got the same voice of Alpha right now, but he's about to leave.
Okay. Ernie and Zordon, obviously.
I don't know if we will see Ernie. I think we see him some this season.
Okay.
I also can't remember when that actor passed away, because I know it wasn't too long after this.
Wow.
I don't think. I'd have to look that up.
That happens a lot in Power Rangers, but I guess it's just a show with so many, like such a gigantic cast that you're going to have that.
Well, sure, but at the same time, it is still kind of unusual. And we're only 5 seasons into a TV show, and we're already starting to lose some actors. It is kind of unusual. When you look at the whole vast history of Power Rangers, it's not necessarily surprising how many actors are no longer with us. But yeah, a lot of mullets this season. Skull has to have a mullet.
He should grow a skullet. I guess you don't grow a skullet, you shave down to a skullet.
Oh no, I'm completely wrong about that. I thought he passed away shortly after the show. No, he didn't pass away until 2008.
Okay.
I guess I had just heard that wrong. Yeah, I'm sure we'll see him this season then, because we still go to the juice bar some.
So we finally got another martial artist in here. It's been a while since we cast a new martial artist.
Yeah, but it's silly because it's a little kid.
That's not silly. I've been doing martial arts since I was 7.
Well, I know, but it's silly that they finally cast another martial artist and it's a little kid, but they couldn't do it with the adults that they have play teenagers.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got Aisha, then Tanya, then Kat.
Yeah.
That's the submarine, Brandon.
Yes. It flew through space as well.
Yeah, it's multifaceted machinery, really.
That's A1 graphics right there.
It gets even better when we get into Power Rangers in space, Brandon.
Yeah.
And we just don't even try to color match footage with space at all.
Nice.
It's just space. Everything. It's just a black background. That's all you need.
That's how you do space. Boy, if I had a dime for every time Bulk and Skull saw a monster and nobody else did, and they were like yelling about it, and it shouldn't be that hard for them to convince people that they're seeing monsters. There's monsters everywhere, DJ.
They're basically Shaggy and Scooby.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Yeah, if Bulk and Skull jumped up in the air and tried to run like they were bicycling legs and couldn't move, I think we would all accept that at this point.
Do you think that the actors, when they're doing these things, had trouble keeping straight faces in some...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Probably. I don't know. We don't get many bloopers. The bloopers are always just like sound effects. And people going...
There are not a lot of people like actually breaking up in the middle of trying to say a line. I don't think, though, with Power Rangers that there's a whole lot of... So, see, they're just going to show you a clip show of the movie now.
Which looks way better.
They're also going to show you all of the car footage that was in that movie right now, because that's how much there was. But yeah, what I was going to say is, I think that there's a mentality on set with Power Ranger shows from what little like behind the scenes featurettes and things that we've had that gets built up where everybody knows what they're making and people don't tend to like lose it at just the absurdity of what they're doing. You just kind of like adjust to a mode, and you're like, well, we're making this for kids. It's sort of like people making Sesame Street or making any other show for little kids, where it's like you just kind of, you're getting paid to do a job and you just kind of embrace the ridiculous and absurd nature, maybe to the point where you even kind of forget just how absurd it is. And then at the same time, the absurdity of it tends to give you license to not give a great performance.
Sure.
I think both of those things are true.
All over the place, like timeline-wise here. This is just like a montage music video of the movie.
It is. I don't think this actually is catching anybody up on anything. It's just showing us a bunch of shots from the movie that are all kind of arbitrary. Like, why are we looking at this right now? I don't know. Jet skis are cool? I don't know.
Man, and so
headlamps.
do we ever? So I'm guessing since this
They
is
did that
it,
in the
we never
'95
get
movie too. Sorry.
any clarification on Jason? Like what? Like we talked about when we did the Turbo movie commentary. That why was he gone? How long was he gone? Why now he's back? And then he just left again.
And they left again. Yeah. No discussion about it at all.
The Zeo powers never got destroyed, so he can still be the Gold Ranger, right? Or did we do something?
And his
with
powers
Trey?
come from a completely different place. Well, no, he stopped being the Gold Ranger though because Trey came back and got his powers. Actually, he would be the one that wouldn't have his powers anymore.
Oh, okay. So maybe he just stopped hanging out with them, I guess.
Maybe he moved back to wherever he was before that. Maybe they never have a conversation about it. Maybe the idea is that they're trying to treat it like he just came in for a little while to help them out and then he left, but it was half a season, so it felt kind of permanent. Yeah. And he was still going to that high school, I thought. So was it just a transfer in and out situation? Shouldn't he be graduating with them right now? I'm very confused.
I don't know.
Do they have anything in common?
That's like giving him a... that's like giving Rocky a participation award. It's like, you'll always be a Power Ranger in spirit. Thanks. That's a great consolation.
You know, this is an interesting... This could have been really interesting, but I doubt they do anything with it. This 12-year-old kid is just, like, hanging out with these 18-year-olds all the time now?
Yes.
Like, that would be super weird.
That's what I was going to get to. Like, he just gets to hang with them all the time.
Because they had to, in order to make this work, so he's with them all the time, they had to make him a super genius. So he's going to high school, and he's I mean, they're not in high school anymore, but he's actually at the high school instead of at, like, a junior high.
Right.
Why?
I
don't have to be at the high school if they graduated.
Now that you say that, I don't know. What you were gonna say something earlier, Brandon?
I was just that's what I was getting at. I was starting with
Justin.
He gets to hang with them. He's the blue, like they just kind of shoehorn in there. Oh, I'm the new Blue Ranger, and that explained the kid to me. Like all of a sudden.
Well, that could be so interesting.
I could make this cake right now. I've been playing the Power Rangers miniatures game, and I have a lot of different combinations of Rangers I could put on a cake right now. Sorry, what, man? About that size too.
Like so we understand like who he is, but like it just seems weird. Yeah, you've got this kid who's constantly hanging out with these much older kids.
And that could be so interesting.
Yeah,
because he can't share any of this with people his age, so he like feels like he needs to hang out with them. But
now,
it's
to
awkward
be fair,
so
if memory serves, I think we actually will touch on some of that during the show. This season, even more than Zeo. Because remember we talked about how the pitch with Zeo was, let's try to get more into the kind of teen drama and make it a little bit more for older kids. It didn't really work out great that way, but that's what they were trying to make. This season tries that even more. And it's gonna move a little bit farther away from sitcom land and get a little bit more into soap opera land. So yeah, what you guys are asking for, I think we actually get a little bit with Justin. There's an episode where he's getting there's a whole like special episode of Power Rangers where he's kind of getting bullied by some older kids, and he can't do anything about it because he's not supposed to use his powers. They do that, and there's some stuff like that.
Okay, but he doesn't need his powers. He's a martial artist.
Well, that's true, but I think if at his age he started going to town on them, he's maybe worried that it would be suspicious that he was a Power Ranger. But that never stopped Jason or Tommy or anyone else fighting friggin' putties in the park.
I think that would be a lot more suspicious than a 12-year-old growing into a man. That's awesome. Look at these guys.
They're choreographed quite well.
Yeah, so enjoy all the Bulk and Skull footage, because we're not going to get any for a while after this. Again, that's all you got. So they get turned into monkeys. And then they're going to be monkeys through at least half the season.
Oh no, they're chimps.
Yeah, they're going to be chimps. The chimps in the intro.
But does that remind anybody else of Batman Forever? So they're going to be chimps. And they're going to hang around with Stone, who doesn't know they're Bulk and Skull. And we're going to have to listen to irritating voiceover.
Why would you do... Why? It's not like these actors are doing anything.
I don't know. Well, again, I think if memory serves, the idea was they thought that pilot might get picked up, and so they didn't know if they were going to have the actors around. And I think they might have shot this before they were sure that whether or not they were getting their own show. Because I was wrong about what I said a few episodes ago when I thought that was a season before. I think this is around when that was. When they thought they were going to spin them off into their own show.
But why does Elgar just have a random button that turns people into chimps?
And he never uses it on anybody else, as far as I remember.
He says a chimp ray.
He goes, this
Now
thing
again,
is
I
kinda
don't know
cool.
this
Like,
show
it's
very well.
The only time he's ever used it.
Maybe it turns people into a lot of other things. If you think about it, Rita did that kind of thing all the time. Be like, she would have a power, and you'd be like, why did you never use that again? So can we all agree that this is, even for Power Rangers, really uncomfortable and awkward? Like, it's not funny.
Oh, well, terrible policeman.
Nothing ever happens on this shift anyway.
Nothing ever happens in Angel Grove where monsters destroy the town all the time.
This is why you need Power Rangers. You have such an inept police department. They're so out of touch, they don't even know there are monsters, DJ. Something else we should mention that we talked about in the movie is that we now have a completely different Power Chamber set for no reason, except that they made a movie and they wanted the Power Chamber to look different. I don't even think it looks better. I think it's fine, but I prefer the Zeo Power Chamber.
Who are you talking to?
Monkeys and chimps.
DJ, are you with me on that?
I don't remember what it looks like.
Well, we talked about that with the movie, that the Power Chamber was a totally different set.
Yeah, I don't remember what it looks like, so I can't give you an answer
okay.
if I like it or not.
Okay, so here's a question. Why do we have to have the monkeys... Why do we have to, like, try to half lip-sync the monkeys? What is the point of that?
Well, why not?
They were probably just making those noises. They were probably just...
The reason... Yeah, but they clearly, every time they're talking, like, tried to get the chimps to make their mouths move as if you were syncing it. Well, Brandon, the reason is because they're not actually making any sounds. They'll be talking around people and no one can hear them. So clearly...
Well, they're making monkey sounds.
Yeah, they're making monkey sounds, but they're trying to like, half sync the mouth movement with
English.
with the English we're hearing.
Yeah, that doesn't make
sense.
sense.
It's really awkward.
Yeah, it is really awkward.
I think we're hearing what's in their head, and they're just moving their mouth, and it's just making... Because when the cops heard it on the radio, it was like just ape sounds.
I get that, but DJ, I'm telling you, the mouth moving is not going with the chimp sounds at all. So it's like they're adding the chimp sounds after the fact, and they're trying to make it look like the lips somehow go with what we're hearing from Bulk and Skull, and it's just really awkward. I don't know why they did that. It's very strange. Well, that was the end of the first part.
Cliffhanger.
As we always do with these, we didn't really get a whole lot done in that 20 minutes.
God, it felt like 40.
Stuff started happening there at the end, finally.
Sure. Well, and I think it's a misstep not to open. I mean, I appreciate like all the like the big bad guy speech to all the monsters at the beginning, because that looks big and epic and, the silly sci-fi kid show. But I would have opened it with, or very quickly had some reason for the Power Rangers to be fighting something, because they already have their powers. So again, this plays as a second pilot, even though we kind of already got a pilot of the show. And usually in a Power Rangers pilot, you don't get Rangers morphing, or at least, well, no, you often do in even the first 20 minutes, but sometimes you don't. But that's because they haven't gotten their powers yet. They already have their powers in this. Mm-hmm. It's really strange that we didn't contrive a fight. One fight! Just one! Anyway, alright. Let's go ahead and start the second part. Is everybody ready? I just can't wait. Everybody please press play right now. Meanwhile, at the Angel Grove Energy Center.
Energy Center.
So,
Piranhatron.
DJ, it's even more embarrassing when you're a big henchman monster and you get beaten up by a 12-year-old, right? So I said Divatox is the big saving grace for the series. The other one is the intro. This show had a really good song.
Yeah, great song. Oh, that guy looks like he's having so much fun acting with apes the whole season.
Low budget Dan Aykroyd.
His face was just like.
I think he might be ready to go home now.
Well, after the movie, all he did was get sprayed in the face with mustard.
Other things I like about the show, I don't mind the Megazord. I think it's okay. If you're going to have a car-themed Megazord, I think it looks all right.
The head looks weird. It looks kind of like a balding man, like a balding middle-aged man.
Those are the positives I can think of at the moment. We'll see if other things come up. DJ, did they make it clear before this moment what grade the Rangers have been in each season? This happening at the beginning of...
Wow, she just answered your question perfectly.
What was
she
that?
Said, no, it's weird, huh? Exactly
at the beginning of season 5 of this show... Okay, I will give the kid playing Justin this. He is committed to that morphing sequence, man. Like...
Oh, he has
awesome. Studied that in a mirror all week.
Was she saying it's weird that he's not at the commencement ceremony?
Yeah, because he's their friends.
Yeah, but like...
Or because they're his friends. Why is that a strange line?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, yeah, that would be weird.
They're all... Right.
I don't see why that's so surprising to her.
That he's
that it's weird.
Yeah. I must have missed the line. I don't know what you're questioning right now.
I don't think she noticed that he was there. Like, he said, have you seen Justin? And then she realized, she was like, no, it's weird, huh?
Oh, I see. I also don't mind these outfits. They're not my favorite or nothing, but...
Yeah, I don't like the helmets because they're just like a car window.
But if it's got to be car-themed, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah. But the rest of the suits are all super generic. Like, they don't... The suits could go with anything.
Yeah, that's true. They just got a rectangle on the front.
What color were your graduation garbs, guys?
Green.
Both times you graduated?
Mine was green because I went to a high school where that was our main color. We had the Free State Firebirds, and for some reason they were green. We like to call it the Free State Fire Chicken. Well, Brandon, what was your graduation robe color?
It was black and orange.
Black and orange.
Those were our colors.
Oh, black and orange.
What was yours, DJ?
The guys had blue and the girls had white.
But of course, I had a graduation from 8th grade too from Catholic school, and it was blue.
Okay, yeah, mine was blue, and then my college one was black and red, mostly black, just a little red tassel.
You know, I need to go back and research these actresses, DJ, because I'm also wondering if there was much of an age disparity between them, or if they're about the same age. Because I just don't know that. I can't tell.
They're all 27.
No, I mean with the Divatox actress.
Oh, I gotcha. This one looks a little older to me. I think this actress is a little older.
See, I was gonna say I think she looks a little younger, so now I'm really wondering about it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up too.
They just
knocked civilian fight. Look at this.
Civilian fight
into a car.
Remember when we had nose civilian
fight?
Well,
they have to do that kind of thing as much as they can for the sake of production value, Brandon.
Yes, but they're gonna scratch the paint. That's all I'm saying.
Well, they're not really that concerned about that right now. They gotta beat up these Piranatrons.
Collateral damage.
And these Piranatrons actually look like they might put up more of a fight than Cogs and Putties have.
Yeah.
But they probably won't.
I mean, they are Trons after all. The Piranatron actually flows pretty well. I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good name.
I like it too.
Stingwingers is a good name from Lost Galaxy.
Quantrons is the next one. Names. In space, I like that one too.
Quantrons.
Yeah, Quantrons. Not bad.
Piranodrones is a good... Wait, what are they called?
Piranodrones?
Pteranodrones, yeah.
Oh, Pteranodrones, yeah. That's Dino Thunder.
We get much better with our names. Putties and Cogs and Tengas were like the silly ones.
So what happens
these actresses are 1 year apart in age.
Oh, perfect.
They're almost the exact same age. I mean, it's like they found like an almost carbon copy of that actress. It's really cool.
Can they be attacked during their sequence?
Generally speaking, no. We start to get more self-aware and make fun of ourselves in later shows where we'll do things like that, where we'll make fun of the fact that everybody has to stand around and wait, or a villain will... RPM especially likes to go into that kind of stuff. It gets more sophisticated with its humor and its drama, and so it'll do things like... It'll break those rules. It'll do things like have a monster go, wait a minute, why am I standing around while we're doing this? I'll just fight now. And they'll just start firing at them while they're going into the war. Things like that will happen in that show. And we get more self-aware even in Dino Thunder, and I think SPD does a little bit of that kind of thing. But I don't know how long it takes before we start allowing that kind of formula rule bending.
So that's basically just magic now. Like their communicators just turn into morphers.
Mm-hmm. Jason David Frank, he'd be in his mid-40s. He's probably pushing 50.
See, that's cool. Look at that. That's a specific power for car racers, or for car rangers. I like that.
Yeah, good call. What was your point about magic?
Their communicators just like magically change into their morphers now.
And they start to do that in most seasons. And then we get to a point where communicators and morphers are the same thing, so you don't need.
Yeah, that's next season. Space. They just
you don't need a Billy to make you one. You just have it already. Why didn't Zordon think of that? That's never made any sense to me. And what did the Rangers do before they had communicators?
So their costumes too, being that this is Turbo, their costumes resemble that of, say, a pit crew.
Yeah, that could be what they're doing.
I mean,
this is an awesome
again,
set.
the helmets just look like parts of cars.
Right, but their jumpsuit, like a pit crew would, like fixing the cars and things like that.
What part of it, though? Because like DJ said, I mean, it's a pretty generic outfit. Like,
it's kind of like the emblem. What would be your sponsor on the front, or the name of your crew type of thing, and just the general look.
But we usually put something there. I can see why you're saying that, but if you watch Power Rangers, you probably wouldn't even think of that, because there's always an emblem there. Like, I mean, Mighty Morphin had a diamond there. Like,
well, yes, I don't know. They seem more jumpsuity than some of the other.
They were already more jumpsuits.
The lines with a little
maybe with the lines, I guess.
Yes. Sorry.
It got like DC New 52 lines.
Oh man, we got to have a bomb countdown, which I guess makes it a little bit less.
This is an awesome set. If we shoot at this set a lot during the season, that's cool. I mean, it's not a set; it's a. Actual plant.
I was gonna say it's just a plant, but it's pretty clear that we shot here. This kind of thing is usually Japanese footage, but I guess we found this somewhere.
That's cool.
Or at least I think so. I can't always tell DJ, but this looks like our footage to me. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Justin and Bulk and Skull here a little bit ago.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. So we're not compositing two locations together like we sometimes do.
Fascinating camera pans here.
Yeah, that was a
one solid
cool
shot.
Yeah, it looks good.
Take.
Makes you feel like we're putting some effort in, and we're not just relying on the Sentai footage.
Man, like going behind these like things.
Yeah, he's like shooting a TV show here, DJ.
If this is shot in America, this footage, you'd have to get special permissions to be on a lot like this, and
naturally,
a whole bunch of different hoops you'd have to jump through.
But I mean, that's location shooting.
Well, yes, but like just especially at an industrial complex.
Yeah. But again, like if you, but Brandon, if you look at the Sentais, they shoot at those sorts of places all the time. So like, there is no excuse for us not to finally try more of that.
Of course, it's just going to come with
that. That's funny.
Certain regulations on our end.
Divatox is also unusual because she'll make. Yeah, you must be a little behind us. Divatox is unusual because she'll make actual pop culture references, and we've rarely done that before this show. Occasionally, Bulk and Skull will give us a little bit of something. But usually not even that modern. We'll do like a Wizard of Oz reference or something.
Sneaky Alpha.
He'll occasionally do this kind of thing if he's under orders from Zordon. But I don't remember why he's doing that here.
Oh, I think it's because they're leaving and the new girl's coming.
Oh, that's
in.
what it is. Yeah. Oh, no. Played by the same actress as Divatox. And it's, like, painfully obvious. I don't know why they did that. Well, and actually, I think there was supposed to be...
Is it like Peter Pan, where the same actor plays Peter Pan's father and Hook?
There was supposed to be a reveal later on that they were related, that they were, like, sisters or something. And then, like, with so many of those kinds of cool reveals, they just, for whatever reason, never did, like it fell to the wayside and they never did it. Because when we, like, that second half is better than the first half, but it also drops some threads and doesn't pay everything off. There's a weird amount of that in Power Rangers, where you'll have almost 2 shows in one show, where somebody else will take over, and they won't have the same plan, so it'll go its own way and drop stuff. I hate Elgar. I hate him so much. I just don't want to look at his face anymore, DJ. We're 1 movie and 2 episodes in, and I don't want to look at that guy anymore.
I don't want to look at the guy in the spacesuit. That's a ugly spacesuit.
That guy is creepy.
The spacesuit? Who are you talking about? We need to learn these people's names.
Yeah, we'll get there
guy on the
eventually.
right
I can never
there.
keep track. He's talking about the porthole guy.
Okay.
Yes, I guess it's more nautical than spatial.
Yeah, you notice how they're in a submarine? Look, I get that the submarine went in space, but it's still a submarine, okay? And the way Divatox is going to spy on people, Brandon, is she's going to have a periscope that comes up out of... Well, they haven't used it much yet. Have we seen it already?
I saw her using the periscope when they were flying.
Yeah.
But you don't know about what I'm about to tell you. So the other end of the periscope will come out of anything that is water, no matter where it is.
Ooh.
It'll come out of a drinking glass. It'll come out of a bathtub.
that is
It'll come out of
hilarious.
anything with water.
That's funny.
DJ, I get the feeling that somehow those Piranhatron suits are maybe easier to move in, or they just got, like, better martial artists in them? Because they're doing more actual fighting than we sometimes get with the foot soldiers.
Well, they don't have a gimmick, right? They don't have to constantly be doing this like putties or like this like cogs. Like they can just be foot
They can
soldiers.
just come out and fight. That's a good point.
RC.
Those seconds ran down so fast, like it hit one so like while it was still next to it.
I like how with a bomb countdown, we're still concerned with choreography. Like, we all gotta make sure we're moving in unison, even though we're afraid this thing's gonna blow up in our face in 3 seconds.
They can't help it. It's in there. It's the suits do it automatically.
Is that what it is? They're just programmed?
Oh, Larigo makes it a reappearance.
Yes, Larigo's gonna show up for a minute.
That's what I'm here for. Can't get enough of that little fur ball.
But yeah, like I said, with the set with the power chamber, it should have gotten a new name since it's a totally different set. But whatever. But it looks to me like some kind of midpoint between the old power chamber, which is weirdly more nautical, even though we now have a nautical theme in the show, and then the space sets that we're gonna get in the next season. The consoles look really similar.
Why was the principal stalling for them
I
to
have
get
no
back?
idea. I was wondering the same thing.
It's so weird. He really likes those students. Those are his favorite students. I mean, I get that.
No.
he was the commencement speaker,
There's a reason
but-
for it. Yeah, it was because Kat's gonna give the commencement
Just
speech.
with the fact that he let her leave the
Yeah,
thing
but
in the
that doesn't
first
mean
place.
anything. They wouldn't have held I had to give a speech at my graduation. They wouldn't have held it for me if I missed it. They'd have been like, sorry.
Well, I want to say something about the rapport that he has with these kids, but not really though.
They got in a food fight one time. Knocked his hair off.
That's a really small graduating class.
Not smaller than mine. Mine was 20 kids.
Yeah, but Angel Grove is a giant city, except for when it's a small town. You know, like Smallville. We had at least 300. I don't remember how many people were in my graduating class.
Wait, you're going to different colleges? It would be
No,
cool
they're-
if that was the reason they left.
They're talking about the like part-time jobs they have now.
Oh, okay.
Because Tanya's going to work at a radio station, and they're going to do an episode where we actually see her there.
Wouldn't it be cool if this season was like about how Power Rangers need to be teenagers because that's the most like vulnerable, that's like the most free time you have, and like once they get too old they have too much responsibility and they can't be Rangers anymore and they have to pass the torch to other teenagers?
Yeah, but the problem with attempting to tell that story is that you never dealt much with the actual rigors of it being in high school, so it would be difficult to compare them. Like, if you suddenly started, and they will a little bit if memory serves, because again, they get a little bit more soap opera this season, but if you start... If you start talking about how, yeah, you know how much I love food fight stuff.
Those laughs, those box laughs are like so fake.
Yeah. But if you suddenly start dealing with how much less free time they have, but you never dealt with how difficult it was to get around parents and stuff, that's kind of a problem. Look, Zordon's got a map of the world next to him.
Has never let us down.
In case he forgets where Australia is, he's got a map right next to his big head.
This is Larigo, Brandon.
Okay.
He is an alien species.
He's an alien puppet.
Yeah, he's a super creepy Furby guy.
He's weird. This is about when Furbies came out, is it not?
Did he speak English at all in the movie? I can't remember. Did he do
I
that?
don't know, I think this went...
Yeah, now he's speaking like clipped English. I don't remember if he did that or not.
Maybe. We were talking over it.
Yeah, we're
But he
talking
can
over
speak
this too.
telepathically,
but
so
I
I guess he
remembered
wouldn't have to.
That's true, he wouldn't. Also, if you're Zordon, wouldn't you think you'd want more than just a map of the Earth? Wouldn't you think you'd want like a map of space?
Nothing interesting
Probably.
happens on those other planets.
So is it weird to anybody else that Shift into Turbo is 3 parts? Did that not feel like the end of a 2-parter?
It does.
Yeah, that was just like, I'll be back. Hey, that's cool to see how they shoot those things. I didn't like their weird joke that they voiced over, but
That's not funny.
it was cool that we got to see them like shoot that.
Yeah, that was cool. But yeah, so now we go into a third part of this, even though it feels like we already finished the pilot. And I wonder if this episode will feel like just the second episode of a show.
Why are Tanya's weapons like chargers that bring people bring people back to life?
Because like I guess battery cables.
Like Justin's
Are
got
they
two-
jumper
two
cables?
guns. No, they're like the things that bring people back to life. The little what are those called? The jaws of life or something?
No, that's not Jaws of Life.
Jaws
What
of
are they?
life are what extract you from a crushed vehicle.
Yeah. But
Whatever
no, I know what you're talking about. But I'm just saying, maybe that's what they were what they were going for when they made them that. But they look more like you're talking about the paddles, the whatever those
Yeah,
are
well,
called.
she calls them star
Or like
chargers.
defibrillators.
Yeah, exactly. That's
There
what.
it is.
Yeah,
No,
but
that's what you should've
but the
said.
only thing I
Star
can think of is that they're like that's sort of like jumper cables.
Yeah, I don't know. It's because the Justin's got 2 guns, Kat's got a bow, Tommy's got a sword like always, and then Green Ranger has a cannon. But then
Oh, that's true. So they don't. I wasn't even thinking about the other weapons. It's not like they're all car themed.
they're just weapon themed. I don't know what she
Okay,
has.
and we're never gonna see her violently shock the heck out of something. Although I want that. And maybe we will. Maybe sparks will fly. She'll go up against a prize.
Oh my goodness.
Be like that.
All right.
All right. Well, let's get into the third part here.
You did that as I was envisioning what it would feel like to be shocked by a defibrillator.
Yeah.
And that,
Was it authentic?
well, it was,
Very
it was
unsettling.
weird.
Well, I enjoyed it. Okay, here we go. Everybody ready? Get a timestamp 0. make sure you're watching the 3rd episode of the 1st season. I don't know why we have to watch this video, but it says part 3, so we're going to. Here we go.
I was really surprised to see there's a part 3.
Well, I said at the beginning we were watching 3 parts.
No, I know, but I just was surprised to see how it played that way.
Doesn't make any sense.
Does not make
to me,
sense.
but maybe this will win us over on it. Here we go. Everybody, please press play right now. But we also had the reverse last season. We had several episodes that we thought should have been part 2s that weren't.
Yeah.
Wait, is
Well,
this
this
stock
ties it back in.
footage of the same driving that we saw at the beginning of this episode?
It's the same driving, yes. Same shifting.
Oh, it's all stock footage.
It's just
Okay.
showing that he's still doing it
Stock footage
It's
of
like-
a stock car.
it's
every
like-
day.
It's
on
like
the track.
60s Batman. It's this show's version of the Batmobile coming out of the Batcave.
Well, when you've seen it once, you've seen it every time, right?
Especially if it's the same footage every time you see it.
Right.
Yep. Oh, this is where they give it to us. I forgot that we hadn't had this yet.
Why? They're all leaving Angel Grove High. There's no reason to bring them here.
Yes, there is. Because it's a set they already have.
This hair is just too
But
much.
we don't even shoot high school stuff very much anymore. We've been sticking to the other sets.
Yeah, but if they've got a kid, they probably think they're going to have to show them in school.
Yeah, but they could shoot the same school and say it's the middle school. Like all schools look the
That's
same.
true. They could do that. You're
It
right.
makes no sense.
No, and this show could get away with Appleby being his junior high school teacher.
Because she teaches everyone.
Yeah. They could just say junior high is in the same building, even.
So is that how you announce to a kid that he'll be attending a high school instead of his regular?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go to the principal goes to the juice bar.
And goes to the kid himself and said, "Hey,
In front of his
Not his
peer-
parents.
his friends.
Yeah, while he's having a banana split.
Yeah, what's he hanging out? Why is the principal hanging out at the kids' hangout?
So Douglas Sloan wrote and directed this episode. I don't know how many writer-director credits he gets, because we see him directing a lot, but I don't know how much of this he's actually written. Well, you could morph and then reach the... Oh, that would be personal gain.
no." He just morphs up, grabs his book, and morphs back down.
Does it in a mid-morph? Oh, get rid of Larigo. I can't deal with him anymore. So Larigo's appearance forced us to put together a last-minute Chewbacca impression.
How much time has passed? He said his baby's big already. Did their babies just grow really
Maybe
fast?
they grow really fast, yeah. Kids in this universe, no matter what species they're of, grow in Star Trek kid time. It's just like 1 year and you're 7 already.
What a jerk Zordon is. He just recruits them for 4 years, and then the first chance he gets to be free and go back to his family, he just gets out of there.
Well,
Did you just hear that?
yeah, but you could totally say that the other way. He's been doing this for 4 years.
He's been doing it for thousands of years.
Yeah,
Why now?
that's true. Well, no, you're right. I guess the bigger issue isn't how long he's been with them. It's that a new villain just showed up. Like,
He's like, "Well,
there's an imminent threat right now. Yeah, but he's got a backup. He has a babysitter on hand, DJ.
we've never heard about him having a family on a planet somewhere that he has to go back to. I thought he was frozen in time and
Yeah,
all of his family died.
I don't know how he's suddenly able to go back to Elthar, and we'll have to see how this plays out because I don't remember, but he's still going to be stuck in the tube later. It's not
Yeah,
like
so
he
how's-
reconstitutes. Maybe he
So he's
tries
just
and
gonna go
fails.
and float to his family and they're just all in tubes talking to each other.
So is the deal he found a wormhole and somehow that constitutes him physically? And why does he have to bring Alpha with him? I don't know what's going on.
Well, he said that Larigo is setting him free, so he is leaving the tube.
Oh, because Larigo. Okay, no, that's fair. Larigo's got magic powers that can do anything, as we know already. He can make anything happen. So he's gonna let him
it's
out of his
Frogger.
tube.
What
Wow,
is
that
this
monster
thing?
is insane.
Look at those pants.
I like how that these
I need
these
that
ships,
in the miniatures game, DJ. I want to paint that.
These
what's
ships had
happening?
to be designed around the bulkiness of whatever alien has to be inside them.
Why does he have blue jeans?
Well, he's got a mouth, but then like another bottom lip under. Like, did you see that? He's got like a mouth. And a mouth.
It's like...
Oh, Tommy straightened his hair this morning.
Okay, so I'm going to complain that Zordon trying to leave forever and he's never coming back would be a time that you would want to call all the other Old Rangers back for just a minute. And you have the power to transport them so they could say bye to Zordon, right?
How crappy of him is this? He's been keeping this a secret the whole time. He calls them in on the day he's leaving and is like, "Hey guys, I'm leaving."
He is a deadbeat dad, is what he's like. He's that dad that's like having a hard time bringing himself to tell his kids that he's getting a divorce, and he tells them on the day that he's shipping out.
If we don't hurry, we may have to stay, Alpha, with these losers.
And he always does this, right? He never tells anybody anything until the very last minute.
That's a different Elgar face. Did you just see that? That must be
Yes.
the Japanese.
That's
we
the
must have a
Japanese
different
Elgar.
suit.
And he's
Oh.
more horrifying, like by a
He's much
lot.
more scary. Yeah, his face is horrifying.
Yeah.
He just gets bigger.
Yeah, he gets bigger and more muscular.
It gets very muscular, like more muscular than the other Rangers.
When I was a kid, I always wanted to see everybody grow more after they morph because it's unsettling seeing it happen with one kid. So
Right.
you just get used to that. You just want everybody to get bigger every time they morph.
Yeah, why does he have to get bigger? It'd be so much cooler. I mean, I know the reasons, so we can use Japanese footage, but it would be so much cooler if he like stayed small. That would at least be something visually interesting.
I feel like I can almost read in the actors' performances, these morphs are just not as cool as what we did last
Look at
season,
that
you
face!
guys.
Oh my goodness!
Whoa.
Oh man.
Nightmare. That's giving Japanese kids nightmares.
So did we rebuild his suit? Because it doesn't look like it could possibly be the same suit.
No, I like
no,
that's
we're
a cheap
used to the
copy.
suit from the movie. Yeah.
God, that's gross.
Oh, the cars are also different too.
Yeah.
They're a little
This is crazy.
obviously because we had to make stuff for the movie.
We got some Mad Max stuff going on here, you guys.
I mean, this is Japanese footage, so it's awesome.
Yeah. And this is what you wanted the movie to be. If you're gonna do frickin' cars.
Yeah. What was all
Wow.
this? They didn't even fight with their cars. They just fought a lava monster.
Yeah. And one car went anywhere and it was in water. I do still like this updated Alpha costume a lot.
Yeah, it's nice. I love the light. That's so cool. Split mode.
Oh
What?
man.
It's got saucer sep.
It's like Herbie fully loaded. Or no, not Herbie. The first Herbie, the love bug.
Furby fully loaded. I actually like that movie.
Not Lindsay Lohan.
I like
That's a
that
good movie.
movie.
You guys,
I like
this is all on the Sentai's part insanely ambitious what we're looking at here.
It's crazy. I mean, they're shooting it with little model cars, but still.
But it looks
yeah, but
awesome.
still,
though.
it looks amazing. And I think the models add a
She's got an airbag.
the models add a certain flair to it, honestly.
Okay, just because the Zords are cars now, they have airbags. Wouldn't that have been useful with all the...
Impact, resistant.
I would think the argument for not having them is, well, we're wearing helmets anyway, but because we have cars, now we have them.
They also don't have seatbelts. Which
Also,
is
like,
Basically, crash test dummies.
I also like that they have their numbers behind them just in case they forget what number they are.
Well, they also have it on their sleeve.
We've held on to the preschool nature of Zeo a little bit.
Well,
I
that's
wonder-
all of it.
I wonder why the very next season they felt the need to go numbers also like they did with Zeo.
Yeah, but they're not as big of a deal. Like, they don't say Turbo Ranger 1.
Yeah, I mean when that's in the Sentai, in the part of the Sentai though. Or did the Sentai even use numbers in Zeo? That might have just been us. I guess I'm not sure.
Yeah. could
Because
be.
here, the Sentai footage has, like, numerals in the Zords.
Yeah.
These enemy vehicles are freaking awesome.
This whole episode is crazy. This should have been the first episode. This is insane.
Maybe that's why they called it Part 3, so they can technically be the end of the pilot?
Man, we should be watching the Sentai instead.
Yeah, clearly. Because what we're going to end up doing is we're going to love all the action this season, and the rest of it is just going to make us want to hurl. Which is ironic because there's a lot of
Like, this Elgar is
stuff that can make you
horrifying.
motion
Our
sick
Elgar's an idiot.
in this.
Yeah.
It looked like he pressed in an 8-track. Did you see that?
Maybe so.
Okay, can we please stop
Oh.
closing in on Elgar's face?
Nightmare fuel. No,
I thought he
Megazord
just
just popped his
crashed.
head out and then stuck it back in. That was so weird. We don't often see the Zords just like morph a little bit and then go back.
It's a good point. And this is all giving this show a completely different flavor.
Yeah, because it's a different show.
Well, no, of course.
I don't think we
What's-
used any Sentai footage in the first 2 episodes.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, it's giving Turbo a very different flavor from Zeo. And Zeo was a different show, too, but I feel like it still felt more like Mighty Morphin than this already does.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I like how when the vehicles,
See how it's kind of like a
combine,
bald guy?
suddenly there's a command center where they all are.
What now?
When the vehicles combine, suddenly there's a command center where they all are. Like,
Well,
in
yeah,
the
we've been
middle
doing
of
that since the beginning.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I just think that's always kind of
Every
hilarious.
Megazord so far has had that. Later on, you're going to have Megazords that I don't like, where instead of getting in a cockpit, we stand off to the side and we control our Zords with hand motions. I hate that.
Well, that's what the Equestrian Rangers did.
Yeah, that's fair. So there was already precedent for it. But see, that made them feel more... For our show, it made them feel more alien. I don't want us to do it. Okay, bye now. Bye, everybody. That was a real
That's it?
tender speech you gave us there, Zordon.
Why do you have to take Alpha? He's not from your planet.
I asked that earlier. See you later, Zordon. Bye-bye.
What about
Even though
Rocky?
you were the
couldn't at least
worst
call
mentor
Rocky still goes to their school.
Why is Rocky not there? Yeah! This is ridiculous.
Zordon's a jerk.
I do like that they kept the beaming effect from the movie. It's
See,
really
Andros-
overdone, but I like it.
Andros in at the end of the next season, spoiler alert, when he has to destroy Zordon, we should have just showed him this episode. He'd be like, "Oh, sure, I'll do it." This guy's a jerk.
Worst mentor ever!
They're all acting extremely fast. to,
See, look at he has a mouth
Look at
there.
his
monster!
Another mouth. Look at his mouths. He has so many mouths.
He's a dentist's dream.
Dude, that is a sentence I've never heard anybody ever say ever, DJ.
He has the frog head coming out of the back mouth, and then the frog head also has a mouth.
Oh my god. I didn't notice that until you pointed it out.
Oh,
Why do
she
you get
got
to say
the-
back to action? I guess
None of his
Jason's
mouths
not here,
move,
so
though.
everybody gets to say back to action.
None of his mouths move when he talks. They're still just stationary.
Okay, but can I argue that it would be so much creepier if they did, and I'm kind of glad that they don't.
I could see counting this as part 3 because we get a monster too. We didn't get a monster in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's true. It just felt too... There was too much finality to the end of that second episode.
Yeah, this is a totally different story.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm pretty sure that what we're looking at here is Sentai footage, or mostly Sentai footage. We're getting to where the film quality is starting to match a lot more between the two seasons. So it's getting more between the two shows. So it's getting harder to tell. Their footage is not always as grainy as it used to be.
Yeah. I don't know. This kind of looks like something we would shoot, though. It's kind of not as good.
This might be ours. I honestly can't tell. But I do think I'm right about that. I think that there will be some places where it will be a lot harder to tell than it ever was before.
Yeah.
Or I might just be making crap up. But I think I'm right about that.
Yeah, next... Well, I mean, that footage at the beginning was really grainy, but it was also shot on, like, sand.
Yeah. Now, I love the ornament guy. I think he's great. Or at least I love his design. He's not like a memorable character, but he's cool looking.
So, U.S. missile defense system would definitely pick those up on radar.
Sure, but they wouldn't do anything about it because they know the Power Rangers are on it.
They'd be like, oh, nothing ever happens on this shift.
Yeah, they've already turned off all of their monitors. Wait, that's how they make things grow? They shoot missiles? I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Those were giant missiles. There were two.
Wait a
of them,
minute.
and
So
he
to
grows.
Brandon's point,
Torpedoes.
to Brandon's point, the military
Look at
could
this.
stop monsters from growing every time.
Well, the road opens up to let them out. How? Wait, where do the cars come from?
Well, that's
Because
always the
the,
question, right?
The command center is way out in the forest. They go underground. They have tunnels all the way to the city.
But DJ, we've been talking about that going all the way back, right? Well, our Zords used to come from different parts of the planet, all of them.
Hey, these are the things, man. I gotta talk about something. Let me talk about the same things if I have to. We're doing every episode.
I'm doing it too, it's fine. Yeah, if you guys don't expect repetition when we're doing
well,
Power
that's
Rangers,
clear.
That
you're
guy looks
crazy.
different too.
No, it's very grainy still.
Okay, never mind.
He looks way better there too.
I always love Megazord fights in the dark. It's my
Yeah,
favorite.
it's cool. I like the opening of Dino Thunder because of that.
Yes, me too. I wish the Megazord wasn't CG, but... Whoa, 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 whoa!
Oh, that was
Look at
good.
that!
Obviously superior in quality. Just
Also, here's an idea. Let's do cool, epic, triumphant ends of fights like that if they have to be super short and easy and not Paramidas.
Paramidas.
Pyramidas. I'm not gonna... I'm not...
Picture
parody.
like a parrot with like a
Parody
Roman
Midas.
soldier.
Power Rangers!
Goodbye, Deus Ex.
why
There we
couldn't
go.
he have gone with them at the same time?
Man. I wish we somehow had some sort of point system on this show so I could give you points for that joke. That was a really good joke. DJ gets 5 points for that joke.
5 points to Gryffindor.
She goes, I'm just sad there's not a big head in this tube anymore. I'm so used
Now
to the big head in
now
the
we got
tube.
this tube.
I
What are we
can't
gonna do with
look at
this
this
tube?
tube anymore. It's so empty.
I want to give them, though, that they actually built the bottom of that tube. Like, we don't usually get to see to scale people standing next to it. Like, it's huge.
They should just use it as like a water cooler now.
Okay, so I want to warn you, Brandon. Demetria is irritating.
Okay.
Oh, and so didn't even tell her that she was coming.
Yeah, they didn't even tell us that.
It's the worst.
Okay,
Yo,
so-
welcome.
Yo! I be Alpha 6!
There's a heck of an entrance. Oh, we're gonna be doing this until Alpha 6 leaves.
What is this alpha?
Well, he's Alpha 6, and he's irritating, and if you ask DJ, he sounds like Yogi Bear.
A little bit, yeah.
Hey, Dimitri.
Could we please...
Why is her voice duplicitous like that?
Could we please
She's a
bring a
ghost.
picnic basket to the fight?
Some sort of spirit.
So we have to...
Oh, I jumped in. Wait, how could she just jump into a tube?
I
Where
know.
is she?
There's no reason for her to be in the tube. Or
Oh my
it's
gosh.
really contrived
There's
if you found another being that needs to be in a tube. But the biggest irritation with her is that she's going to constantly speak in question form. Like, that's her whole
Paramidas.
shtick.
There's a parrotfish thing flying around.
She has to speak in question form. And then halfway through the series, Brandon, they're going to get tired of writing that. And she's going to quit doing that with no explanation.
Oh, wow.
If memory serves. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that.
Hey, she just felt like not doing it anymore, man. Or dude.
Yo! Questions is so last Thursday!
Yo. He should have been rapping, and then she's riddling and he's rapping. It's the whole thing.
Hey, Demetria.
I just can't help it, Dimitri! Ah!
I really don't like.
And again,
her
it's the same
mask.
actress. Where it just goes down in one side but not the other side. Yeah, it's weird.
Yes. That would be really hard to look out of.
It's kind of unique, though. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Doesn't it feel like us just trying really hard to make something the Japanese would make?
Elgar's mask is like surprisingly expressive. When he just did that, it was really. It was like,
Oh, I forgot to watch the bloopers.
Okay, they messed up their line at the table with the crazy straws.
Oh, okay.
Kat is fixing her hair in the camera. Blew herself a kiss.
Awesome.
Porthole Man is that was actually kind of funny. Oh, and now Kat's getting something out of her teeth like this.
Now
Elgar
DJ has
walked
to
away.
do the commentary for us.
Elgar walked away, and he was like, "Oh, someone give me some new legs." It was actually kind of funny. Oh, that's it. Back to the Chargers picture.
Okay, so, I mean, it's not unbearable yet. And there's some
fun.
really cool Sentai stuff.
Yeah,
I
there's some.
did not
It's-
remember that car chase sequence being as cool as that was. That was
I'm getting a
neat.
season 1 vibe so far because there's some American stuff to make fun of, and then there's some cool Japanese stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I hope that trend continues, and I just don't remember the cool Japanese stuff. That's my hope. Maybe I'll appreciate it on a whole new level of just constantly going, I sure wish we were watching that show.
Huh.
We should be. We could be. We
Could
can't.
be. There's nothing stopping us, but we're not doing
Sentai
that.
Mania
Yeah,
coming soon.
Nobody would watch that.
A spin-off channel.
but nobody's watching this, so you know. Well, anyway, thanks a lot for watching. If you're watching, we sure appreciate you. We're gonna come back and do more Turbo for you next time, of course. And excited to see if some of this maybe gets better than I remember it. And then I'm really stoked to finally get to space. So at least I got that to look forward to. I've been going back to space a little bit lately, and it's a lot of fun. It's gonna be really cool to talk about when we get there.
It's cool.
And then we're gonna have a nice home stretch of good stuff for quite a while, because everybody says nice things about Lost Galaxy, which I've only seen a little bit of.
Yeah, I love Lost Galaxy. I didn't get into Lightspeed Rescue, but
Me neither,
I've
but
heard
people swear by it.
some good things by that.
And then what
Time
we have
Force,
immediately
everyone loves
after
Time
is it
Force.
Time Force right after that, and that's one of the good, like golden standard shows. And then, well, the whole Disney era is pretty good.
Well, I don't know about Wild Force. I don't hear a lot about Wild Force, but we'll see.
Yeah, I guess I don't know anything about that, but at least the stuff I have seen in the Disney era is really good.
Yeah. Wild Force is cool. It's the first one where they start introducing like the collection of Zords. Like there's a ton of Zords. It was cool there. It gets a little annoying later on when
Yeah.
there's like a ton of Zords, but it was cool for the first time. I remember the Megazords for those were really cool because we just could keep adding them together. Sorry, I just accidentally started playing Wild Force. Because Netflix just starts playing things.
Wild
without-
Force, Power Rangers. Anyway, well, I'm having a great time watching Power Rangers with you guys, and I hope you're enjoying it as well. And DJ, thanks again for
This wasn't half bad. This three-part.
for continuing this insanity with me. Yeah, Brandon, did you have a good time?
Yeah, I did actually. I enjoyed.
Did you like the Mad Max part?
Yes, the Sentai footage is definitely like something it would be worth checking out on its own.
We should
Like
watch a
that,
Sentai together at some
yeah.
point. We've got access. It's they're easy to watch now, because Shout Factory has a free streaming service now, and it's got a lot of them up through at least Time Force, Mighty Morphin through Time Force, the Sentai versions, and I think they've maybe even gone beyond that. They've been periodically adding new ones in sequence, so. I'm hoping eventually they catch all the way up to where we're at now. Because I would really like DJ to see that pirate season.
Dude, next episode is Shadow Rangers.
Oh, is that the very next episode? Okay.
Diva Talks, that's something to look forward to. Chromite steals the Turbo Rangers' morphing energy to create evil Shadow Rangers.
Yeah. I don't remember what they look like. They have to look better than Zed's evil Rangers. his sock Rangers?
Sockface Rangers.
Well, anyway, thanks again for watching. We'll see you again next time. I was Captain Logan, and there's DJ Martinez. And Brandon Grimm.